Hey YouTube, welcome back to a brand new video. Today we are hands-on with the brand new PowerA Animal Crossing controller for Nintendo Switch. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. So here we have the Animal Crossing enhanced wireless controller for Nintendo Switch. This is of course a review copy, so a huge thank you to PowerA for sending this out. Today I'm going to tell you a little about the controller before breaking down the main features and giving it a brief review. Of course this is a 100% completely impartial review, and I'll go over some of the positives and negatives to owning this device. As you can see, this is the Timmy and Tommy design, which is fully licensed by Nintendo, which is always a good sign, and comes complete in a branded box. First impressions are much the same as when you see the stock images for the first time. The pattern is a little out there and very green, but it looks very attractive. The controller closely resembles the official Nintendo Switch Pro controller in size, which is also good. Taking a look at the back of the box, we can see a bunch of documentation as you'd expect, and on the left hand side quickly goes over the programmable buttons feature, which we'll talk more on later, and highlights some of the features it benefits from. For example, the enhanced wireless controller, which is what this is, includes motion controls where other available controllers don't. So yeah, a pretty standard box, nothing too exciting. Once out of the box, my impressions of this controller changed immediately because for whatever reason the pattern and colours look so much better in real life compared to the stock images, and I already like it more than I did. The controller is of course wireless and connects to the Nintendo Switch via Bluetooth, so it's extremely portable. In terms of the buttons, it does feature pretty much the standard button layout as you'd expect, including a cross D-pad, which is a huge step up from the directional buttons on a Joy-Con, so for me that's a huge plus for this controller. At the front of the controller you can see it comes with an LED light for the player number as well as a sync button on the rear, both very important features, so it's nice to see them on the controller. As you can see, the design is extremely clean. Both the Animal Crossing logo at the top and the Timmy and Tommy on the side look very crisp with no blemishes or smears on the artwork. I even did a small scratch test to see if I could mark the controller or the finish of the plastic, but I couldn't. This tells me the artwork design itself should last for a very long time, unlike some cheaper third-party controllers, so that's pretty awesome. Anyway, it's on the back of the controller where it gets really interesting. However, before we talk about the coolest feature of this controller, it's worth mentioning probably the only disadvantage to this controller. The enhanced wireless controller runs on two AA batteries. This is almost certainly to keep the cost of manufacturing down, in turn saving the consumer money, so I don't necessarily dislike it, but I think today everyone is just used to rechargeable devices. It does come with batteries anyway, which should provide 30 hours of gameplay, so it's not too bad. Anyway, the next thing you'll notice is the 3 additional buttons located on the underside of the controller. These are advanced gaming buttons and are effectively extra programmable buttons which you can map to any other button, which is by far the coolest feature you can get on any controller, so that's a bonus. To program a button, all you do is hold down the center button until the LED indicator flashes, press the button you wish to map, then assign it to one of the underside advanced buttons. It's super simple and you can even do it and change your mind mid-game. I'm not sure this will be hugely advantageous when playing Animal Crossing, but it definitely helped me continually drift in Mario Kart while still having access to the shoulder buttons, so I really like this feature. The controller works with both the Nintendo Switch and the Nintendo Switch Lite and can be used while docked or in tabletop mode, so this is all around very versatile. I was actually very pleasantly surprised to find out it works with the Switch Lite because I figured this might be something Nintendo limited on a Lite version, but it turns out they don't. Anyway, it's super easy to sync up to the Switch. All you do is head to the controller setting on the Switch, switch controller and press the sync button on the new controller. My Switch found the Animal Crossing controller in a matter of seconds. The buttons on the controller are extremely solid and responsive. The analog sticks in particular are very springy and feel well made. I'm not sure I'm a fan of the texture of the analog sticks, but that's nothing a couple of extra grips can't solve, so no real complaints there. The controller is very nice to play with, especially if you're used to playing docked with Joy-Con. However, despite feeling very strong and sturdy, it feels a little too light for me. There's literally no weight to this controller. The enhanced wireless controller offers everything a Pro controller offers except amiibo functionality and HD rumble. However, the controller is 2/3 of the price of a Pro controller, and who really uses HD rumble anyway? This controller is around £40 in the UK and $50 in the US, so it's one of the cheapest wireless controllers out there. So the real question is this controller worth it? I'm going to say absolutely yes. This controller has impressed me, but more so once I'd seen it in person and actually played with it. If you're in the market for a wireless or Pro controller, this is definitely for you, especially if you're an Animal Crossing fan. If you already have a Pro controller, you probably won't benefit from buying one unless you're a collector. Based on seeing this in person and playing with it for a few days, I'm giving this controller a solid 8 out of 10. For me, if this wireless enhanced controller was a bit more heavier and had a rechargeable battery, I'd probably have no problems rating it a 9 or higher. But as I say, it's cheap for the build quality and the features you get, and things like weight and batteries are just personal preference. The controller is clean, the Timmy and Tommy artwork is adorable, and overall this is a very good and comfortable controller to use. Both this design as well as the KK slider controller can be pre-ordered at a bunch of online retailers. I'd recommend going directly through the PowerA website though, as some retailers have already sold out and pushing their pre-orders back into April. I don't know for sure, but I think the best chance of getting one on release would be directly through these guys. With that said, places like Amazon will no doubt have restocks over the coming weeks. Anyway, for now that pretty much wraps up this video. If you're an Animal Crossing fan, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any New Horizons news. Until then, I'd like to give a special thank you to this channel's Patreon supporters, you guys rock. Don't forget to head over to our Discord server too, and of course if you got this far in the video, please comment controller, just to let me know you did, that would be super awesome. And please be sure to include what your impressions are of this controller and whether or not you think you'll be buying one. I'd love to know. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video and found it entertaining. Please be sure to leave a like if you did. Thanks for watching, I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace.